Chat, this was a build-around submission for an Explorer deck trying to leverage Rafine, Scheming Seer alongside Falco Spara, which do have some nice synergy together. The Connive here puts counters on your creatures, and then this can remove those counters, generate card advantage. We got a handful of other things that play nicely with counters as well, such as Knight of the Ebon Legion and Luminarch Aspirant. Both Hermit and Scrap Heap Scrounger are nice 2-drops we can play ahead of Rafine to connive on 3, but they're also cards that we can connive away and then get value by bringing them back from the graveyard. We've got a smattering of various disruptive and interactive elements as well. And then looking at our main deck, we just kind of naturally fit the Wellspring companion requirement, so we went ahead and slotted Wellspring into our Esper Splash screen deck. The mana base is built with the idea that we have 8 black 1-drops, so you'll notice that all 16 of our black sources come into play untapped on 1, which is how we arrived at the Bant Triome being the 1 tapped land that we are leveraging in this deck. The sideboard has a variety of different disruptive and interactive elements, most notably calling out 4 pieces of Graveyard Hate. Let's go ahead and pop on into some matches with this and see how it goes. Apologies to the people that watched me deck build live that heard me show this already, but just so it makes it into the YouTube video, the stream today is last week being sponsored by Kingdom Maker. You want a really easy way to support my content, check that out on Android or iOS. We're almost at that 110 goal. If we hit that 110 goal, I get a little bit of a bonus. And as a thank you to everybody that helps me hit that bonus, if we hit that by end of day today, Friday the 1st, we'll be doing bonus streams on Saturday and Sunday this weekend for both Magic and Marvel Snap. So it takes about 10 minutes of your time. If you want a little bit extra Hook Landy this weekend, consider checking it out if you haven't already. Yeah, this hand looks fine. Nothing to do on turn 2, but Knight into good 3-drops of most of our colors. Eight into the mono red matchup. There's a 2 we could play on 2. I'm gonna concede rather than showing them my deck list. I think it is tactically correct to concede there. We are incredibly unlikely to win that game, and we stand to gain very little by showing our opponent what we're doing. Bring in a handful of removal spells, cut the Thoughtseizes, bring in a Kaya at the top end. We'll get to be on the play for this game, and then hopefully for game 3 on the draw, they won't have a bunch of Burning Share Emissaries again. Watching you draft land took me from a 3-2 cube drafter to a 5 or 6 cube drafter. Awesome flight forward. That's the things we love to hear. Fixing is busted. Going on, Chuki. Thank you for the 33 months. Welcome back. That board state was pretty assailable, dude. So no blue mana, but Aspirant into Verse, so I think we're definitely keeping. And if we hit a blue, the hand is quite good. My body is ready to draw nothing but blue cards for the rest of this game with no blue lands. I'm gonna step on my Aspirant opponent. At least if they do that, it means Kamano isn't going to trigger. Nice. Sick. Okay. I'm gonna leave Aspirant back here because I don't want to get attacked by their 2-2. We're definitely the bigger deck in this matchup. That's true! This is fixing for blue. If they want to trade their 2/2 plus a burn spell for the Aspirant, that's a good trade for me. Goblin Chain Whirler is not a good trade for me. I think we're supposed to take that block every time, but Chain Whirler definitely ends bad. Ditch my Hermit. Oh my God, I had a small heart attack there because I was like, wait, why can't I cast Falco? We were still inside of combat. I was like, oh no, I messed this up so badly. I was like, wait, what? I thought these lands cast this spell. Okay. And fingers crossed we don't get a, you know, quad Burning Tree Emissary again. I don't think we can keep this on the draw. You could, like, maybe be like, okay, we have our colors, but I think we just die no play 3 into... I think we just die not impacting the board until turn 4. This is all 4 of our colors, right? That's 5. 5 is super reasonable. Wish we could have kept 6 to keep the 3rd land, but it is what it is. Not blocking with this either way. But, what inspired this deck? President Grant inspired this deck list. Fortunately, it looks like our mana base is gonna get us here. That'll do big. Those of you taking notes for your brews at home, can someone please note down that being on the draw against mono red seems hard? Someday, Magic the Gathering will decide to address the incredible play-draw discrepancy their game has, but today is not that day, unfortunately. Hey, thanks for ever checked out the Kingdom Maker promo. Appreciate you. What inspired you to build a second Krusty Krab right next to the original? SpongeBob. On an extra card in your hand for you to look at when you're dead, right? Right. I mean, other than dying to the fact that we were on the draw, our mana's been exceedingly functional so far, which is nice. Like, we keep looking at hands where it's like, okay, I can cast these spells, which is great to see. Okay, so this hand is Blooming Marsh Knight, and then we can either go Watery Grave Hermit, or we can go Tapped Land Second Knight, and then we can Hermit on 3 while holding up Watery Grave. Yeah, I think it's definitely Marsh Knight on 1. If we draw Thoughtseize on 2, we could go Shock, Second Knight, Thoughtseize, put counters on them, which would be insane. So Thoughtseize definitely the best draw in our deck here. This doesn't care who loses for, just that somebody did. Lots of games have play draw discrepancies. Chess hasn't bothered to fix theirs for the last 500 years. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. The opponent can block warriors, or in this case, Knights of the Ebon Legion. Chess devs are notoriously lazy. Yep. Okay, I think with the Rafine draw, we actually just play this, because if I discard 2 spells to these Connives, we actually get to trigger the Knights this turn too, right? Yeah. I know, like, I want spells, but I think getting 4 points of damage in here is huge. Yeah, don't most chess tournaments require you to be up by like 2 games, so you have to win games on both sides, basically? Or like a similar number of games or something like that to make it balance a bit better? Just Constructed today. Constructed's a little bit more popular, so I wanted to pull more people in so we could try and hit the goal in the promo. As much as I love Cube, it doesn't pull numbers like Constructed does. Want to connive this one? Man, Rafine is really powerful. This card is legitimately good. Chess divides play draw rate by 50% instead of Magic's 2-1 split. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Okay, so I think this is again a Thoughtseize out, removal spells in matchup. Our Rays and Noxious Grass get to play here as well, though, which is nice. We'll get the Larcenists as well. Just want more cards to play to the board. I am not sure that the Falco splash is worthwhile, but I honestly, seeing that Knight of the Ebon Legion into Rafine, it makes me think an Esper tempo deck at a minimum is probably really sweet here. This card seems super strong. Be interested to see if this splash feels like it's worth it, but this start is really something for sure. Well, their portable hull cost them 2 mana, so hard to be too upset about that. Rafine's gonna line up really nicely into this, and it's also worth making noting that our mana base looks good yet again here. Being able to cast our spells every game is awesome. For the Kingdom Maker promo, you just need to get your keep to level 2. That's the main building in the center of your town. This is just hexproof from black. Okay, that's a little annoying. Although it's also nice that, okay, so I think this is a tapped land. I probably want to play around. Probably want to play around like a Valorous stance here and just kill this now, actually. I'm going to hold this back for now. We'll take 4 here, but that's not the end of the world. And then Falco actually lines up really cleanly in tonight, right? Because it's going to be a 3-3 with an indestructible counter. Hey, and another kingdom enters the realm. 22 to go. You're great, Hoaglandy. I appreciate you. I see all the DMs on Discord, by the way, from subs that checked out the promo. I'll check those messages after I'm done being live today. Y'all are great. Rafine has loose synergy with Falco as well, huh? Because it lets us kind of clear the top of our deck to get more looks at, things. This attack might be a little too aggressive. We'll see. I'd pay 2 and hold up Vanishing Verse here, I think. We could see a Chef at Dunes pop here. If that's the case, I get to go block, trade, take 5, 6, 7, Vanishing Verse this, I go to 4. But their deck doesn't really have traditional reach, so going to 4 is like not that big of a deal. Yeah, we thought about Underdog. It could possibly be better than Scrap Heap Scrounger. I don't know. Falco's shield counter gets popped here, and then he eats the Knight of Grace. And what are spells? Baby, don't hurt me. Attack into a free block. I'm attacking with Rafine. I might be right to discard this just to get a counter, honestly. Wait, are we taking Wellspring or are we taking Falco? Alright, chat, they've activated my trap card. I apologize to anybody who finds this play revolting, but I gotta do what I gotta do to survive. This is probably a concession, right? That feels absurd. 3 cards is so many cards. Just like actually infinite cards. Hey, sweet. I'm glad it looks like we can even hold our own against not mono red aggro. Our deck has some decent anti-aggro tools. Mono red, especially in the draw, is kind of uniquely tough. I think 8's plenty to leverage with Rafine's discard, especially like when you look at games like that. Because like in the mid to late game, you're not even looking to discard spells usually, right? Just like being able to turn 3 lands into action is like great. Yeah, the fatal push off the top was extremely clutch. Okay, this is that sweet start, chat. So we have Knight on 1 into Shock Myself, Thoughtseize on 2, put a counter on my Knight. Because again, Knight does not care who bleeds, just that someone does. Oh, and with that draw, we don't need to shock ourselves anymore. We can just go Thoughtseize into Concealed Courtyard. I think it's gotta be Daddy Nixilis here. He's pretty scary. And I don't think dealing 2 damage to them is worth taking 1 on the backswing, so I think I'm just going to leave the Knight back, or dealing 1 damage to them is worth 1 on the backswing even. Yeah, the claim the firstborn basically reads kill my Knight, which is not great for me. Obviously. any creatures in the bin. I'm not going to for a little bit. I think we just loot the land here. I'm not going to hit the 4 damage either way. I just don't think I can win the game fast enough, Martian, for that to be a profitable line, is the issue. Is it worth shocking to get Scrap Heap into play here? It might be. That's close. Getting another draw discard with Rafine next turn is a lot of upside. No, Jellybean, they literally have Mayhem Devil in hand. If I don't put the counter on Aspirant, they just sack a treasure to kill this next turn. I wanna make them have to sack 2 things to kill the Aspirant. Excuse me? What? I accept, but also confusion. Can I even play Vanishing Verse in this matchup? It basically doesn't hit anything I care about, right? Like, the odds of catching a cat with it are so low. Arsonist seems bad. This exiles a variety of things. Do I want to try Hearse? Hearse is going to catch cat on occasion, right? Which is kind of nice. It's so tough to catch cat with Lantern, but Hearse gets a lot of opportunities too. And the straight red-black build has a little bit less access to food because it's not playing Goose or, it's not playing Goose or the other one. Yeah, Scrounger doesn't do a whole lot. I think I like that sub. 2 Scrounger out, 2 Hearse in. Let's try this. Undercover Hippo. Thanks for the 10 months. Good morning, Kolosikek. Happy Friday. All right, our mana base looks good yet again. I'm gonna go Hermit tapped land here, because this looks like I'm holding up Hermit's counter, or we could potentially double block, or if they kill one of these so I can't double block, we'll get to Fatal Push. What's going on, Benes? Thank you for the 17 months. Welcome back. Appreciate it. I guess I should have pushed this in response. Wow, they just didn't cast either. That's great for us. So long, Mayhem Devil. Jawmass, let me resync the integration. I think holding up Hermit here does much, so I'm just gonna play the land tapped. Awesome, glad that sorted it for you. Edge. Hey, and another one. And then we're 95. God, this verse is huge. Well, I guess if they want to attack this turn, they can't exile this, so they're gonna exile it instead. Moose battles, chat. Big moose battles. Alright, I think Mayhem Devil is lethal. No cards in hand. Top deck Mayhem Devil. Sounds about right. Yeah, Vanishing Verse definitely still seems bad. I think I'm happy with how we boarded. Let's run it back. It's lethal enough, yep. I think no white or blue means I gotta toss this back, unfortunately. First one we can chalk up to our mana base. Also only had 2 lands with though, it's a little unlucky. Alright, chat. Some hands need to draw lands, others need to draw spells. This is one of the former. I think this hand has a better chance to draw running lands than we do to win the game on 4 cards, so we're gonna keep those. Step number 1. The goal updates automatically. The level 2 keep screenshot needs to be sent to me if you want to collect the sub gift for later. I appreciate it, Bobby Jones. So, I was thinking about it, Benes, and the kind of interesting thing about the Marvel Snap economy is that while if you wanted to pay to accelerate, it's a little bit expensive to do so up front at the maximum speed, but once you accelerate through and have all the cards in Marvel Snap, because they're going to do a steady drip of cards, you actually get to just keep having everything forever for just $10 a month. So I was a little apprehensive too about like blowing through that to start, even with content, but like after putting it into that perspective, I think it's something I'm likely to stick with. And like at that rate, the upkeep cost is just like astronomically lower to be a giant creature in than any other card game out there. It's an interesting dynamic. All right, we missed our third land, but we found another 2-drop, so we got that going for us. If we hit a white source, our hand is actually quite good. McGruffin! 32 is your favorite number. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. That's fine. I didn't like that Knight of the Ebon Legion anyways. Pokey doke. I'm gonna push this and crack him for 5. I actually very much disagree with the statement that Magic leaves money on the table by not offering a monthly subscription. I promise you that the people that run things like Magic and other card games that don't do monthly subscriptions have run the numbers, and they've concluded that the amount of money they would have to charge for a monthly subscription to be more profitable than their current booster pack model is a number that people wouldn't actually pay for, and that's why they don't offer it. This style of game chat is wildly profitable. The booster pack model makes lots of money. Unfortunate that Kroxa takes our card away there, but it is what it is. We're probably gonna lose to Kroxa here, but, you know, we gave it a try for 5 cards. Magic left money on the table with the NT8 mood. Look, Jeff, I may not have spreadsheets, a degree, or industry experience, but I was able to register this Twitch account. Fucking mood. Oh, that's great. Yes, I think that one kind of surprised me, Martian. Like, this is your secret layer monthly subscription, and you get, like, you pay $50 a month or $20 a month or something, and you get a secret layer every month sent to you. All right, and now between Kroxa and Cat, meaning we can no longer attack, we are done here. Choose to attack and block in Magic the Gathering at your own risk, chat. It is a strategy that is not particularly powerful in 2022, which is unfortunately what our deck is trying to do. We are playing the most honest Magic that Cat Oven takes a dump on. I personally am excited to celebrate the 3-year anniversary of Cats looping with ovens this fall, chat. I think it will be such a monumental occasion for Magic the Gathering as a game to acknowledge that that has been a gameplay experience for 3 years. Okay, second 2-drop is nice here. It means that I'll get to go 2-drop tap land on 3, and then 3-drop on 4, which is not awful. Didn't Cat come out like in March? No, Cat's an Eldraine card. Eldraine was a false set. Right? Can someone fact check that? I'm pretty sure that's true, right? Eldraine, Cat is Eldraine and Eldraine was a false set? Someone run the stats set on me. Fall 2019. Yeah. Okay, good. Okay, then we get to Rafine here. Put a counter on here. Attack for 4. I'm discarding this so they don't have the option to trade here. Okay, and I mean, even if Chandra cleans up Aspirant here, Rafine cleans her up in the air, right? Yeah, it was a false set, which is why it wasn't standard for 24 months. Oh, chat, don't tell Scotty. They even moused over the card, chat. They, like, paused and moused over Rafine. And then they were like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna target this Rafine. I was like, alright, sure, bud. I think we need to be bigger than 4/4. I'm just gonna discard lands and keep my spells. And if they don't block here, I get to go night and grow them up.
Well, that was a disaster.
We want to draw the moose. No, I wanted to hold up the activations on these so their Trespasser can't attack. Hermit or Courtyard being ditched here? It's Courtyard. I have to discard 3. Alright, Hermit 2. I assume they're double blocking the 6/6 here and like taking 6. This is why I pumped this to 6, because if they blocked like this, I wanted to be able to trade 2 for 1. Yeah, I'm actually just still kind of astounded that the Grinning Ingus deck is still legal in Alchemy. The format is such a bad joke.
Let's do this.
Opponent has given it the old college try here, but the Chandra flub earlier with the wards seems pretty unrecoverable for them. So dead if they don't have a removal spell. Probably dead even if they do. Alright, so these mid-range slugfests are definitely a Thoughtseize out matchup. We want as many of our cards as possible to play to the board. Kaya, Vanishing Verse. I think Hearse is probably good here too. They tend to be a Croxa deck. We can also potentially disrupt their Graveyard Trespasser life drains with this. I think Scrap Peep Scrounger is actually a little mediocre here, right? Because of their Graveyard Trespassers. Maybe leave like one in. None of these cards are very good. Chat, I haven't verified its authenticity from a first-hand source, but it came across my Twitter timeline and it made me smile, so I'm going to repeat it here. So if someone has a first-hand source, I'd appreciate it. But this tweet claims that Mitch McConnell has said he'll quit if he's not the majority leader after midterms. And all I can say is don't threaten me with a good time. Please, please, dear God, yes. Bottom the shock land here, right? Go tapped land, untapped land, untapped land. That's true. He is a dirty, rotten liar, so even if there is a first-hand source, it probably won't happen, but it made me smile. It made me smile and feel good. Even if there's a clip of him saying it, it's still an unreliable source. If that isn't a 2022 mood, I don't know what is. Trump said we'd never hear from him again if he's lost. I mean, I check Trump's Twitter profile every day and there's no more updates from him, so you kind of held up that end of his bargain, right? Oh, so they have a Fatal Push here to pair with that. Untapped land would be nice here. I guess we just, like, escape this back and play a tap land. And that sets us up for these two next turn, potentially. Yeah, I assume it's made up, too. And again, even if it's not made up, I'd also assume just, like, it doesn't really mean anything. Vanishing Verse is awesome, because it means I get to exile this and play an Aspirant this turn. Actually, they're pretty likely to just kill my thing. I'm just going to Heartless Act their token this turn. I assume these aspirants are not long for this world, but Gotta like chew through to disruption at some point, right? Spread out the love here. This could be a game where our Wellspring companion helps us grind through. Oh, they have, speaking of grind, they have a castle hiding here as well. Potentially worrisome. Excuse me?
For the fires of your crew from my
I ain't even mad yet. In fact, I'm a little impressed. Pirate dead. We really love the pirate dead. All right, big bucks, no fatal push, so I can clean this board up. Angra seems really good in the mirror, huh? Being able to take your opponent's threat and then swing with it for a turn, so it's great. Okay, cleaned up Pirate Dead. They have 2 cards in hand though, it's a little scary, and they have Castle plus Hive on board. So we have a creature, but I think we're still a little bit behind here. Them doing a whole lot of nothing bodes well for the home team. Yeah, the Bedevil animation on just this random rare removal spell really hits home how low quality and skimpy the animations have been in the last year's worth of sets on here. That was a GRN card, just like the peak of Mad Pete them actually caring and investing resources into Magic Arena. They don't do that anymore. Hey, and then there were 97. Another kingdom enters the realm. So definitely behind here, but not out of it quite yet. Yeah, no joke. I mean, I understand why they stopped doing animations. Animations are incredibly expensive and time-consuming to commission, and they definitely don't, like, nobody, as sad as it is to say, they almost assuredly no one stopped playing Arena because they stopped doing animations. As much as I enjoy them, we're all still here. You buy in, Greth will do it. All right, game 3 on the play. I will say, regardless of if this deck is good or bad, I'm proud of the mana base we constructed this morning. It's been super functional. Hey, Elisette, thank you for the tier 2. That's super generous. For the 33 months. Happy Friday. Welcome back. Pushed him over the edge. He's gone. Perfect turn for a Hive to show up. I think I want a Nimble here before they have a chance to play their stuff out. Now, it could be right to get Rafine going sooner, but I feel like Nimble, before they're likely to be able to play all this stuff, is ideal. And then Bedevil is basically just worse Noxious Grasp against us, right? Especially with our Ward card in hand. So I'm just going to go ahead and grab the Noxious Grasp. It's a shame we can't grab Stomp. $98. Got it. Step on me, daddy. Step on me. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. All right, and then if they Bedevil the Rafine, that takes their entire turn this turn, which means I can draw Wellspring plus bring back Scrap Peep Scrounger. That's true. We do get to enjoy the Bedevil animation again. It really takes some of the sting out of the fact that they Doom Bladed my creature, chat. I appreciate it. Tempo, we're on the play. Do 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 do. We've got the tempo, cause we're on the play now. Gonna run you down now with the tempo. We're on the play. Do 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 do. Bum 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 da 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 da. That's a nice draw. The moose is loose, chat. The moose is loose. The moose is loose. I will say, our free companion has felt pretty instrumental in these games we've won so far too. Solid 8th card. The old 8 mana 5/5. Sign me up. So they shocked here, which means they can use the channel and stomp something this turn. But that's okay. Ain't gonna stop us from attacking in. Hey, 100! Almost there. Friendo, I have 6 mana, Friendo. You really don't want to block the knight. They do? Okay. I mean, deal. How long has it been since Mongoose was playable in Legacy? LOL. I am shocked they did not stop my Larcenous before damage there. Oh, did they have to block the knight because of the plus? No, that's not true, right? I could have gone to... Oh, yeah, I guess this goes to 7 and then they die here? Oh, they have a braid. Interesting. Sure. You wanna kind of fire Magic the Gathering take, chat? I think True Name Nemesis was the worst thing to ever happen to Magic the Gathering in its almost 30-year history, because True Name Nemesis was the point where Wizards of the Coast realized they could monetize non-rotating format players harder. That was the tipping point. And for people that weren't playing then and don't remember, True Name Nemesis, like the Legacy GP the weekend or two after it came out, it literally cost more than the MSRP of the Commander deck it was printed in. Yeah, it cost way more. I actually played a Legacy Grand Prix in 2013. That was the first GP it was legal for. It's on the East Coast somewhere, if I recall correctly, and you could not get them at reasonable prices. That was, I mean, it's kind of doesn't matter what the card does so much as it was a supplemental product that made Wizards realize they could monetize non-rotating format players by basically turning those formats into rotating formats. It made them realize they could rotate those formats via power creep. I remember driving around to Walgreens and Targets trying to find them after the restocks. True Name Nemesis is $3 now, by the way. Yeah, because it was power crept out of the format. You have to constantly keep power creeping everything out of the format. It's how you consistently monetize those players. Forced rotation through power creep. This truly is the original gacha game. It really is. Formats like Legacy and Vintage have smaller, dedicated communities. And it's definitely true that Modern's taken over a bit as the priority inaccessible non-rotating format, though. They removed the big incentive to spend loads on older formats. I mean, is that even true? Like, there's literally a deck in Modern that's called Money Pile because of how much it costs. Thanks for the 62 months, JB. I think that might be a searing take. Deathrite Shaman might be underpowered in Legacy now. I can see that being true. But that's definitely on the more blistering side of takes I've read. How do we feel about things? Wizards completely flubbed the bed on Alchemy. Instead of having Alchemy be a sweet format where they regularly rebalance cards in a meaningful way, Alchemy has simply become a format that Wizards uses to milk the player base for 6 sets per year instead of 4 sets per year. All potential it could have possibly had has basically been entirely squandered, which is really disappointing because the core idea of Alchemy is sweet. Explorer is fine. I think it was made markedly worse by the banning of Winota, but I think it's still definitely the best format on Magic Arena by a good margin. I think it has more good than bad in it. I am excited for the historic anthology this summer that will bring more Pioneer cards to this format. They have a Can't Stay Away in the bin as well as a Greasefang here, which is why I held Vanishing Verse up in case they've been to Perihelion. Need to keep an eye out for that one. If I shock this in, I can cast this while still holding Vanishing Verse up, which is great. odds they can bin a Perihelion this turn? I think low. I'm gonna play the Knight of the Ebon Legion. Because this costs 5 mana, so the odds they get Perihelion... I guess they could, like, discard one and then play another Greasefang from hand, but I think it's worth the risk to get the Knight into play here to close the game faster. Hey, Zach, thank you for the 17 months. Welcome back. Appreciate it. All right, so I definitely want to put the counter on herself. And I think with the rest of this attack, we put them on Knight. We'll discard Hermit, land. And then Vanishing Verse cannot hit Greasefang, but Perihelion's a mono white card, so we can exile the vehicle should they find a way to get that in the bin and bring it back. So this is our Soul Guide Lantern plus Unlicensed Hearst matchup. I think Thoughtseize is actually kind of mid in this matchup. Ray of Enfeeblement and Heartless Act and Noxious Grasp are all kind of fine here. Larcenist can technically exile a Perihelion, but it's a pretty specific timing window you have to catch it in. Maybe it's just Vanishing Verse out. It's fine for tagging the artifact, but I'd really prefer just to tag their thing. It could also be right to just like trim Scrap Heap Scrounger, although having a threat to keep in play has a lot of value. But I'd rather have Vanishing Verses or Scrap Heaps shit. Could go either way. We had Coward split it too. Yeah, let's decline to block Warriors and cut one of each. Listen, chat, I'm committed to Christy for the rest of my life, okay? I don't need to make other commitments. Just be non-committal in every other way. One, oh, two, dooba-dooba-doo. Twitch names never fail to make me chuckle. Monkey Dumbfoot Luffy. I got your gift sub coming up. Thanks for checking out the promo. God, I'm just so proud of our mana base, chat. I might upload the deck building segment from today just because I'm so proud of our mana base. It's just been so functional throughout the entire day. Just like super duper proud of it. Oh, and I plan to take Monday off regardless of what happens this weekend because it's the 4th of July. We're going to do some stuff with the kids. So if we hit 8 more on that, I'm going to do Saturday and Sunday this weekend. I think I need to hold up Heartless Act because they put Perihelion in the bin here, which kind of sucks. Okay, them killing the Knight means even if they don't give us a rat to Heartless Act here, we get to Scrap Heap Scrounger. They did, in fact, give us a rat. Tapped land pass. Gotta hold up removal spell for the rat. Yeah, 110% isn't tough. I think I'd rather just kill this and spend my mana efficiently. You expect the mobile game company to reimburse you for the subgifts. They do not. So when I do the subgift incentive, I just write off the subgifts on my taxes at the end of the year. And then in theory, I get back $3.50 from the $5 I spend on the subgifts. Alright, chat. I think this is the tap out and pray turn, right? This is the everybody clinch turn. Hermit, Rafine, please don't kill me. Am I dead yet? We are in fact dead. What incredibly fantastic and stimulating gameplay that makes me understand why Winota is banned. Like it's just so flabbergasted. It's actually just fucking insane that Winota isn't legal and this deck is. I'd rather have 2 knights than a hermit. What's going on, Dig? Thanks for the 52 months. Welcome back. Alright, so they can't pair Helios this turn, so we'll get the Geist into play. There's the boat in the bin. And that's it. From here on out, we're held hostage. We literally just can't tap out at all, ever. Or they kill us. God bless us, everyone. It is an incredibly Chad Lantern ship. Yep, and here's the flip side, right? We finally found a piece of graveyard hate, but their deck is more than just the graveyard access, right? I can't even kill the boat in response here because they'll just get to play Greasefang and bring it back. I guess I have lanterns. Maybe we could. I don't know. It's close. Kill the boat here. I have another removal spell for this. We're pretty far behind. Okay, that's a removal spell not being spent on my knight at least. Our moose is ready to go. Our saving grace here is that our opponent is completely unable to draw spells. I think the opponent's archetype is pretty alright at casting Fatal Push Lambton. They have blood tokens, they have treasures from the Mirror Breaker. The old 8-mana Doomblade there for the opponent. Alright, so they're probably dead at this point because they flooded. They drew 9 lands. Sometimes lucky. See, chat, we drew our graveyard. Hey, deck's fine. Just draw your sideboard cards, 5-head. You know, it's kind of funny. I don't know if the green splash in this deck for Falco Spara is worth it, but the green splash for Wellspring has felt worthwhile, and at that point, it's like, why not free roll some Falcos at the top, right? Would not be upset if we just deleted Companions from Magic the Gathering. Would probably be an improvement. The moose is loose. Hey, 103. Reminding everyone that even though Pride Month is over, you're still valid, loved, you are not alone, and you are beautiful even if the world has moved on. Yeah, fuck corporate America and their fake pride for the month. July 1st happens, they all change their logos back. Not that most of them ever stopped being awful on the interim. Anoma, thank you for that 19 months. Welcome back. Chat, if you want to know how a corporation feels about Pride and Pride Month, don't look at their logo during June. Look at who they donate money to in terms of politics and what those politicians do and profess to want to do. Actions speak louder than words. Oh, we don't have any blue mana. Yeah, Sandal's loose. Loose. You need to get your keep to level 2, Jiminy. That main building in the center. That's also true. If their logos don't change in the Middle East or China, they're just pandering. We'll get blue mana honor before turn 3. I believe. I like that you're keeping the faith there, Ruff. Knight of the Ebon Legion is quite strong into mono green if they don't have a fight spell here. If ifs and buts were coconuts, chat. Ow! 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 Alright, are we dead? I think we're dead. Dear Scrap Heap Scrounger, why you no block? What if we made Cauldron Familiar not block and we let Scrap Heap Scrounger block, chat? Would that be a fair trade? I think that would be a fair trade. I think I like Ray of Enfeeblement in this matchup as a combat trick. It also kills Land War Elf on one. I also think Kaya's probably better than Scrap Heap because of the aforementioned not blocking. This hand's pretty good. We're gonna have a tapped land on 4. The question is which one? We need this on 1, I think, because we want Hermit potentially down. Oh, we need Rafine on 3 and this is our only blue source. So we'll go this into this. So we have some tapped lands later, but our spells are all castable, which is all we could really ask for. No, the other suggestion card did not. Well, I guess in theory, what's it called could be in that slot. We could be playing the what's it called? The 3/2 for that standard legal. Thanks, isn't tough. Yeah, we could be playing some underdogs in that slot. Could be right. Oh, Scavenging Ooze is rude. Magic is a skill-based game, doo-da, doo-da. Magic is a skill-based game, oh, the doo-da day. You know what's actually kind of impressive? A Rafine might drag us kicking and screaming through this flood. Like, we're not just dead here. Hey, Shadow Lord, thanks for the 1.5 years. Welcome back. Our creatures aren't getting bigger anytime soon, but we do at least get to, like, not have these. Yeah, we get to draw the moose here. And this is a 2-drop, so we get to hit them for 3, play a 2/1, shock a land, play a Wellspring. Not being just dead here to having, you know, how many lands is this? This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We've had 11 lands and 16 cards, and we're, like, actually playing a game. Yeah, I'm not sure that the value Falco generates, Mar. I'm not sure that the value Falco generates is really an angle that this format plays on. It's like decent into exactly red-black midrange, but this format's not really about grinding most of the time. That's so sad. That good. That could be all she wrote. Really need to draw another Rafine to get through this flood. Just 2 more creature in the bin, so I can make this a 6/6 here. Okay, let's attack for 4. And then we can Fatal Push the Scavenging Ooze, and if they have a protection spell, we get to counter it with Hermit. If they don't have a protection spell, we get to play Wellspring. Yeah, we're gonna play a couple more matches with this deck at least. I think we're gonna slot in all underdogs after this one and just see how they feel. Hey, thank you for the 49 months, Slacker. Welcome back. Yeah, I feel like Squadron Crab is unfortunately just very similar to Falco in that like the type of value it generates just like isn't generically very good in this format. It could also be maybe there's a how would I want to fire up Hive maybe? It could also be that maybe there's a Bantardin Scales deck. Like, maybe there's a green-white Scales that, like, splashes Falco and counterspells. I could see that being the case. If my money was on a playable Falco deck in Explorer, it would be green-white Scales splash blue, I think. Would be where I would start. I mean, let's be honest, Gully Seagull. Who doesn't love a fat, stubby D? This is a protection spell, we could be in trouble, but it's not. I think I'm willing to trade Hive for their Lair of the Hydra if they want to make that block. I think I'm good with this exchange here, because their creature land's a bigger threat than mine. We are like the smallest bit ahead at the moment. Ooh, a piece of candy. Oh, I found it. The camera's right here. Okay. I figured someone had to be filming this. Cool. It was me, actually. I was filming it. God damn it. Magic the Gathering is a fucking game, chat. Oh, boy. What a game. What a game, chat. The hits keep coming, and they don't stop coming. Fed to the rules, and we hit the ground running. And did it make sense not to live for fun? Your brain gets smart, but your head gets dumb. So much to do, so many lands to see. We're gonna brick on this company. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do-do. That was 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 out of 26 lands in 26 cards. Yeah, I'm gonna hyper geo that one real quick. Hold, please. All right. 60, 26 lands, sample size is 26, we want 17. 0.003%. No, sorry, carry the decimal. It's 0.3%. 0.3%. Move it twice. Math. 0.3%. So that's what? 3 out of 1,000 games? And we won, chat. We won because we had Cycle Lands and we had Rafine. We had Cycle Lands and we had Rafine and we powered through it. Testament to how gassed the deck is. Woo! Speaking of gas, look at our mana, chat. It's so good. It's so good. Oh yeah, the Hive was instrumental too. That's true. Big true. We're just Vanishing Versing something this turn. Refresh the chat widget and see if that does it. But yeah, apostrophes have been weird. Still drunk. All right, it must be an issue on the overlay side. Why just keep killing their stuff? Untapped land, please. Wouldn't be greedy, would also accept a tapped land. Y'all see me, right? Like, I'm not dropping any frames. OBS says I'm not dropping any frames, so... I assume this is just a Magic Arena problem. No, I mean, Magic Arena keeps hanging when I put spells on the stack. All of your lands are still in the last game, mood. Mood. No blocks. Take 3 to 5. Alright, they have a spell as a follow-up here, it looks like. Okay. Okay. It's Friday. Arena is over it, shit. They've had enough. They're going home. What do we think of, with this being a tapped land, what do we think of return Hermit to play, set up to cast Kaya next turn? It's a little bit worse into Collected Company. That's probably too bad into Collected Company. Just got a Falco with the shield counter. I think the threat of Coco means I need to Falco. And even Falco might not be enough if they have a good company here. We'll see though. Hit me, dealer. Oh, to me, my company. Okay, deal. Listen, chat, you may feel bad for my opponent, but their deck probably has like 20 Collected Company hits in it, 8 of which are Pelt Collector and Land War Elves, so I promise you it's almost assuredly their fault. Probably has great henge. Like, you saw how many fight spells they have too, right? Like, they just have an incredible amount of non-hits. This is almost assuredly a deck building problem, not a variance problem. Yeah, Falco's got a shield cutter here. He lives this, unless they have a... They could have a ram through to trade here, but even the ram through to trade, I think, is fine for us. There's 2 creatures in bins. Yeah, so this can get up to a 5 if they wanted. Okay, so that put 2 more creatures into bins. So this could theoretically be a 7 this turn. So we're gonna go Aspirant, and one of these Aspirants is chumping the Scavenging Ooze. We want to put 1 counter on Rafine, so that way it can block Pelt Collector with a Hepshed Oasis buff. And then next turn, Kaya comes down to clean up their 7/7. Feels like we're en route to stabilization here, but obviously a good top deck could throw things for a loop. Yeah, really need to fade a protection spell. If the Scooze doesn't go away to Kaya, we'll be in a bad way. A good company could definitely catch them up. Hopefully they continue to have bad companies all day long. What's going on, Boopy? Thanks for the over 2 years. Appreciate the pride. Happy July. Happy Friday. Come on, cast a mediocre green creature. No priority here, but that could just be Scavenging Ooze.
Time to focus. I got a job to do.
Please may your blade strike true, Kaya. God bless us, everyone. All right, if we untap next turn, this game should be over with the verse. loose, shit. The moose is loose. Neat interaction. Falco can take away ghost form counters, but the effect still stays. That's real. That's a really funny boomer interaction. Because if this was a because like the ghost form counter purely exists as a paper boomer reminder. But you're right. You could technically pull the ghost form counter off, and the ability text doesn't depend on the ghost form counter. That's actually really funny. So, normally, I try to do 2 magic decks, but I think we might just chill on this one all morning, chat. I'm kinda having a good time. I'm gonna swap the Scrap Peep Scroungers out for the other 2-drop to give a try for a little bit. And we're just gonna keep playing this for the next hour until we do some snap. Underdog, yeah, that's the one. Currently at the gym and almost has to step off the treadmill when their opponent's company missed. Yeah, it's good. It's the good stuff.
That was an easy job.
I think we need to continue just chilling here for a bit. You decide that Skyclave Shade was a strict the worst choice. I want a card that can block in that slot when Meg is. And like with Rafine, we can loot away extra lands. So Skyclave Shade kind of fights with the ability to loot away extra lands, right? Oh yeah, we've been in garbage time since we untapped like 6 turns ago. Especially with like 2 removal spells now, and these things have ghost form counters on them. Like, we're done here. Our opponent just has to decide that we're done. This card's really sweet in creature midrange decks. What if we didn't do that? Okay, with a land in hand, I'm gonna start attacking with Rafine. Yeah, definitely a start to pivot angle. For sure.
Well, you're not lacking for spirit.
Scavenging Ooze technically disrupts the ghost form counters, worth noting. Oh, 7. Thank you. 3 more chances to claim a free sub gift for the promo before we close it out.
I got you.
Thanks everybody that took the time to do that today and this week. Long match. Opponents use 16 minutes. We've used 11. They haven't been playing that slowly. It's been a little slow on these last couple turns, but they're only down. I guess they're down 7 minutes. I don't know. I'm just used to opponents playing slowly, chat. My kingdom for a speed version of Magic Arena, where people actually got punished for being glacial. Like, they're only Plat 4 as well, right? Like, it's like, this isn't that serious of a match. For my next trick, this is my moose. My moose is amazing.
You're getting in my way.
Flat tier 3 gamers, chat. We'll be back to the Diamond 4 rank floor in no time. Feels like home. Honestly, after how some of these games have played out, what if we cut Larcenist and just put these Kayas in the main deck? She's kind of been gas. That frees up a couple of sideboard slots. I think I'm kinda into that. The green splash for Wellspring alone has been good, and Falco's been fine. Are there any other green cards I want in the sideboard? We don't have enough sources to play Shifting Ceratops, which is unfortunate. Do we want some vetoes? I have Dispute. I think discard tends to be better than counter spells in decks like this. I don't really want to play too many discard spells or counter spells. And just to remain, Night of Autumn. What are we Night of Autumning? It's probably just like a couple more removal spells, huh? Oh, Fable of the Mirror Breaker and Oven. Okay, I'm in for Night. I'm in for Night of Autumn. I'm sold. Speaking of Oven, I feel like I want my removal spells to hit Mayhem Devil, huh? I might trim this Grasp and this Verse for cards that hit Mayhem Devil. What are removal spells that kill Mayhem Devil? Is it just Heartless Act? Just play 3X. I don't think I want Grasp because I want whatever this removal spell is to play against Mono Red. I really don't like March. Like, the matches like the Mayhem Devil matchup are like really grindy, and I don't want to pay 4 mana or 2 for 1 myself. I think Heartless Act is better than Eliminate. Let's do that and play a few games. K109, chat, you're great. How do you feel about Trophy? It's so bad in the aggro matchups. Giving people a land's a big ask. Also, our green sources are only 10, so playing a 2-mana removal spell that asks for green mana means we're not going to play it on curve particularly often, which is a problem. Even without considering the giving them a land issue, there's the playing on curve issue. Yeah, I would definitely play Abrupt Decay in this deck. Hopefully, Abrupt Decay is in the, hopefully Abrupt Decay is in the anthology this summer. Would be a solid one for sure. I'm not sure if it's right to attack out here because they could stick Marvel next turn, but getting pressured to play has a lot of value here. Trading means no Marvel yet, so that's nice. They didn't have Marvel last turn. I'm tapping out again. This could be greedy, but also I want to end the game. I keep a backup Rafine here for sure. I also expect Supreme Verdict to be in the anthology, and I expect to be very sad about it. Things that will make me very sad. That. Do I bin the extra Rafine to do the night? Think so. I wanna grow my knight up here. It's fine. I got you, Sandgrixis. Thank you. Such a relatable Twitch username for Hooglandia. Do I want to save Rafine? If I save Rafine and they have double ultimatum here, it's really bad for me. So I think I just have to let this die here, which is unfortunate, but it is what it is. This Twitch stream is pre-recorded in front of a live audience. Thanks everybody for hanging out today. Appreciate you. I think it is worth offering this trade because of Ulamog in hand. So I'm going to put a counter on here and offer the trade. Hey, and there is the 110. Thanks everybody who hit our goal. We'll be live Saturday and Sunday this weekend. All right, what are we doing here? Definitely Mystic Dispute. Maybe Night of Autumn. Catching this isn't terrible, and sometimes they'll have Marvel and they won't be able to spin it right away, or they'll spin it and then they'll miss. Vanishing Verse seems not great. Kaya's probably an amount of grind we don't really need. Although, like, maybe Falco is actually what I'd rather cut. Because Kaya, can exile, what's it called? That's probably the case. Let's do this. Let's do this. We'll find a threat eventually, right? All right, so we're obviously taking Ugin. The question is, what's the second card I'm taking? I think it's a Braid. So that way when we draw a threat, it survives. And then obviously if they draw another bomb next turn, we could Thoughtseize the bomb instead, but... All right, step one, they didn't draw Marvel on curve. God bless. Definitely tapping out for Rafine here to try and get some pressure going. Blocks. I'm gonna take this exchange just because I want to get the Abrade out of their hand. It saves me 2 life and it trades me 1 for 1 here. Like, technically not a tempo positive exchange, but I wasn't gonna be doing anything else with my mana this turn anyways, so it's kind of whatever. Chill for now. Should we be playing Shadow, dude? I discarded the knight because I didn't want them to be able to take this trade here. I think we play this land out because I want to be able to do 2 3-mana things in a turn as well, such as draw Wellspring or cast both of these. The shelf life on our dispute is kind of running low here, so... I'm gonna kill this servant so I can just start attacking without worrying about my life total. And also, like, they have Ulamog in their deck, so I'd like to, I'd like to not let them get to 10 mana, because we can't counter that one. Alright, and then Hermit, along with Dispute, means we have, Marvel covered at this point. That is incredibly bad for us. Oof. Yeah, this is like classic energy plan B. Alright, I think we just attack with these. We're trying to pressure them out of the game here. I think them jump blocking is good for us. I gain 4 here, I think. This technically gives them a window to marvel us, but... Marvel deck is less impressive when it doesn't have Marvel. Yep. Yep. Is there anyone more likely to snap than a move player about to drop Heimdall, even though math on board still leaves them dead? I'm all in. All right, you're dead on board though. I'm all in. Honestly, one of the reasons why I really enjoy Snap as a game is the snapping mechanic in Marvel Snap really rewards one of the skills I think I'm better at than other people, which is understanding when I'm dead in a game versus not. Being able to be like, oh, and walk through there's no outs here, we should cut our losses and like go somewhere, doesn't just save you time in Snap, it saves you cubes, which is a really neat skill to have rewarded. For people that aren't familiar, if you haven't checked out the Snap stuff yet, basically all the matches you play on their ladder aren't rated the same, and you can double up the stakes of a game at any time. So if your opponent doubles, you're like, oh, I'm dead here. Instead of accepting the double, you just concede and give them the base that you've already bet, basically. There's like basically a minimum ante of 1 ladder point, which is sweet. What's going on, No Buzz? Thanks for the Prime. Appreciate it. Couldn't be able to be without folks like you. Thanks for keeping me around. Are we dead? Yeah, probably. Probably dead. I think I block to make them spend mana and deny them a card. I don't need my opponent to snap to know that we're out of that game and can move to the next one. Alright, I'm gonna cut all my expensive spells here. I can never decide if Thoughtseize is good in this matchup. Like, obviously taking their counter spells is good sometimes, and like, it can kind of force your removal through in spots, but it also doesn't impact the board, and this matchup's ultimately about impacting the board really heavily. Maybe Knight's just too cute. We play like 2 Thoughtseizes. I probably don't ever want to draw 2 of them, but like, the first Thoughtseize is probably fine. Yeah, for the first month, Swift, if there isn't, I think part of that problem is getting balanced right though too, right? I really think they need to buff a couple of the archetypes in pool 1 and pool 2, so there could be a variety of decks there. But yeah, once people expand more, there'll be a little bit more range for sure. But I agree that their initial card acquisition system with how their pools work mean that people that are in the first month of playing the game will have pretty similar decks. In fact, one of the things I plan to do for Snap is try and highlight a small range of pool 1 and pool 2 only decks. This hand is really good if we had a blue source. I'm gonna keep it. And like, has precastable spells even if we brick. We like draw another white-black land, we still play Magic. I'd kind of be surprised if that's true, Swift. I haven't seen anything from a developer to that effect. Bye, bud. What incredibly interesting, close, and stimulating games. Just the close, interesting games of Magic the Gathering that I know and love. This is the card. It's actually been pretty reasonable. The only matchup we've played that like felt impossible was mono red, but my 4-color midrange deck dying to mono red is like pretty par for the course. We actually beat both white and green aggro though, so I feel like there could be something here if you like the look of this. Sure. All of our colors and 3 castable spells, sign me up. We did hit the goal, JRC. I'll be up tomorrow. I will be live tomorrow and Sunday. Thanks to everybody that helped us with that. One of the things that is a little annoying to note is that Void Rend does not beat Slip Out the Back. So yeah, I'm excited for that. Netflix has announced a Horizon Zero Dawn, kind of. So it's going to be a prequel to Horizon Zero Dawn. 2074, they're going to be covering, like, Ted Faro and Sobek and, like, how the apocalypse gets created. And I have to imagine if that series is successful, it'll get a follow-up that covers what the video games do as well. Which is sweet. That they did such a good job building that world. That's great. It's great to see it get expanded and used more. Also worth noting that their Grattle Chains beats Void Rend as well, which is annoying. That being said, we're currently ahead on board, so which is great. I believe it's live action. I saw something about filming in Canada. I assume our dispute's not resolving, but I think I want to just spend my mana here so we can start tapping out. Wow, them not fighting over that is huge. Our knight is a large lad here. You know what? Magic is coming out with more Pioneer cards. Supposed to be this month, right? Is this month the Historic Anthology, chat? Does anybody know? Can someone fact check me on that? I think it's this month, but I would appreciate a fact check. Baldur's Gate's also this month, so maybe I'm making that up. Am I doing a review for Baldur's Gate? No, probably not. You want my review for Baldur's Gate, chat? Alchemy's not a format worth playing if they don't balance patch the stupid life gain deck out of it. What a just absolutely rancid play experience. That's gonna be my deciding factor. The Hoglandia sub-poll seemed like it could go either way for wanting alchemy content with Baldur's Gate, and if they patch the infinite life gain deck, I will play it. If they don't, I'm just gonna keep playing Explorer. I have no desire to play against the Naya life gain deck every other match. Yeah, we played it. Check out the YouTube from yesterday. We played it on stream, and then we played a bunch of mirror matches, and yeah. I'm kind of expecting Wizards of the Coast to do their patented, well, we can't do a balance patch today because what if one of the cards we're releasing changes the format? So we have to wait and see how the new cards impact the format before addressing the problem. But then wait, by the time we were ready to address the new problem, we're releasing new cards again, so we're never actually gonna address the problem. Fuck you. Yeah, it's just like a vicious cycle. Like, we can't make balance changes because we need to see how the new cards are gonna work, and then they just constantly release new cards. It's exhausting. That's fine, I didn't want to cast these Malevolent Hermits anyways. That is just like the strangest choice. We have 2 pair and their Thoughtseizes took like half of each pair. Oh, you don't want to let the free market sort itself out? You just hate freedom? What did freedom ever do to you that you hate it so much? Excuse me, I thought this was America. Punished for not holding up Vanishing Verse there, but I really didn't want to shock myself in this grindy matchup. That's fine, we'll verse this plus Hermit this turn. I think we'll trade the 2-2 for their 2-2 given the option. Untap land, please. Untap land, please. Okay. What's going on, Steve? Alright, so if they don't draw Thoughtseize, we have like have a shot here, kind of. Alright, so their creature land can kill our Kaya, but we get to attack them.
Just gotta hunt one more monster. How hard could it be?
I think we're winning the race really hard, especially with our creature land, right? Yeah, Chad, this mana base is just a work of art. Really, really fantastic. Just actually good deck building. Mana bases are low-key the most interesting part of Magic, shit.
One twist at a time.
We submitted to a museum asking the real questions. Going to 3 while I have a Hive in play is a bold strategy. Let's see if it pays off for him here. So they're dead on board? Pour one out for our main deck Kaya here, by the way, chat. Easily the reason we won that. She's been real nice through this set. Good slide into the main. This is a Vanishing Verse out matchup. Heartless Act tends to be a bit better. Fatal Push also fine. Bring in a couple of hearses as another way to deal with the what's it called? Wellspring is right there. Wellspring's been good too, chat. Well, the green splash has been good for Wellspring. Our moose has won us many games of Magic. Turns out, 8 mana 5/5, pretty good. Pretty good, 8 mana 5/5. Grixis and Grath. Yeah, I'd prefer Grixis and Grath. That's fine. I think that is a regular deck donation. Terran Terror Tier 3 is super generous. Thank you for the 55 months. Appreciate you hanging out for over 4.5 years. I have all my colors of mana. Keep against the Thoughtseize deck. If we draw land on 1, we're going to hold on to Headquarters to cycle later. Put it mulligan to 5. Yep, there's the land. Yeah, the current cube iteration is real good. We're gonna do cubes over the weekend, chat. We'll do a cube and a constructed deck each day is my plan for the weekend. Target opponent discards a removal spell. Man, they didn't discard it. It went on an adventure. Rip. Yeah, this card's just been like nothing insane to write home about, but just like quality 2-for-1's been fine. I think there's a chance that 4 might be too many, but I think playing some number of this is fine, since we kind of want green for the Wellspring anyways. And it's not like we're playing any bad cards to enable this, right? Like all the cards in my deck that involve counters are just like good Magic cards. Why did they shock themselves? Like a 3-mana removal spell? A tap land and hold up this rather than draw Wellspring here, I think. Okay. I guess losing the underdog's a little sad. I mean, there's Big Boy Moose ready to go again. The moose is loose. The moose is loose. Wow, they did have K Command and they just didn't cast it before the Hermit Resolve. It's a pretty big punt. Pretty big punt screw. Punt scree. Punt scra. Do do do. Alright, let's do one more at this before we slide around to some snap. Impressive showing for our moose and our 4-color pile of cards, though, for sure. Been a good set. Thanks for the submission, Mar. Play some good clean fair magic. Rafine's a really strong card. The M in MVP actually stands for moose. God bless us, everyone. Hey, chat, you know how we just hit Diamond or Platinum 2? That means I can lose this match and not lose any rank, so I'm going to choose to not make my last batch of Magic be against Cat Oven, ideally. I don't know that we're 0% there, but I'm very low percentage to have fun, so I'm just going to take a do-over here since we have the rank down protection. If there's one thing you take away from this stream, chat, it should be that if you are ever playing a game and not having fun, either stop playing that game or start playing it in a different manner that lets you enjoy yourself. As an adult, there are tons of things in life that you are obligated to do that won't be fun. Don't let your hobbies that are supposed to be fun be one of them. This is something you should be doing to enjoy yourself. Make it be a good time. One of the rare our mana bases got us. This is just Magic the Gathering. That's how it be. Magic Arena's like, one more match, eh, Jeff? What if I made you regret your decisions? Should have quit while you were ahead, Hogland. Correct. Playing for free-to-play rewards is way, way, way below minimum wage. Just pick up an extra hour at your shift rather than grind free-to-play you won't enjoy. Oh god, this is another Cat Oven deck? Oh, Mono Red. Great. Would much rather play against Mono Red than Cat Oven. Hey, Fede? Huh? It's just a Reckless Rage, right? Nah, I think taking their land is too cheeky. To try and win a game, and I'd like my Rafine to be able to survive. What's going on, Spaceman? Yeah, see, Chad, don't take their land. That's really bad. Just don't do it. So, if they want a Reckless Rage... Oh, I should have attacked with Rafine because I could have attacked this guy. I forgot we had the trigger from this. That's fine. Whatever. That was a mistake. I wasn't thinking I was clicking. But if they Reckless Rage here, they won't be able to get the second chapter trigger on this, which is nice for us. And a virtual 6 because of Raminap runes. Afternoon, Dr. Jazid. This is coming in as a 3/3. I think long tank into best possible play is my favorite patented Magic Arena strategy. The tank best possible play. Ray of Enfeeblement's important here just for the combat trick resource efficiency. I'm going to trim a Falco, a Void Rend at the top end. My uncle works for WotC, and they're printing Verdict and Pitch Elementals and Prismatic Ending, and they're unbanning 3-mana Teferi in the next Pioneer anthology. You know, unbanning 3-mana Teferi is a thing they could realistically do. No joke. They love control. All right, no white mana here, obviously. We got 3 castable spells, and if we find a white mana, the rest of our hand is pretty good. Uro's not really a dedicated control card the way 3-mana Teferi is. It definitely feels like the format management of every format recently is like ban or nerf cards until control is playable, though. Falco remove the -1 counters they put on creatures? Yeah, it should. It makes it a lot less scary when they don't still Scar on one, because it means any time they spend killing our cards isn't also hitting us for damage, which is really nice. Your youth expires in 2 days. Does that mean you're turning 30? It's all downhill from there, chat. Although based on my demographics for my content, most people watching know that it's all downhill after 30. All right, so I think I need to verse this rather than play Rafine out into a possible Reckless Rage. For what it's worth, chat, I don't mean that great things can't happen to you after 30. I just mean that while those great things that are allowed to happen to you after 30 occur, everything on your body hurts simultaneously. That's all I'm saying. It's not that you can't have a good time and good things can't happen. I'm just saying you feel slightly injured constantly while those things are occurring. All right, thinking about this, I think Aspirant's probably really mediocre on the draw. I think I'm gonna bring these in. $30 means rolling out of bed and hearing a popping noise that's new and going, oh, I wonder what that was. After 30, all damage to your body is done in the form of -1/-1 counters. Alright, so we go tapped land on 1, untapped land, one of these on 2, probably Verse, and then untapped land, Rafine on 3 potentially. Thanks for the almost 2.5 years, Spaceman. Welcome back. Good morning, good morning. They're so angry, chat. I think I Heartless Act the Soul Scar this turn because Soul Scar lets them cleanly Reckless Rage Rafine. It would have been nice to be able to like go Rafine into double 2-drop next turn, but like, unfortunately that's just not in the cards. How have the metrics been for Snap? The metrics for Marvel Snap have been incredible. It's easily the best metrics for a non-Magic game I've ever done on stream, and the dedicated Snap YouTube channel is the best growth I've ever had on YouTube as a platform so far for the first month. Excited to see where it goes, what kind of traction it can have as they move towards release. And the game's not even out yet, right? Like people can't even download it and just play it without a workaround. So hopefully it really pops off once they fully release. Oh, I played the wrong fast lane. I can't Rafine this turn. That's fine. We can underdog plus hold up Ray. So, their release plan for cards once the game releases Stage Select Show is they plan to release 1 new card per week plus the Battle Pass card. So it'll be 5 new cards per month as a slow drip instead of like one big set release 3 or 4 times a year. Which is one of the reasons why I think Marvel Snap has resonated with a lot of people, myself included, is because of how many different pretty unique things they're doing like that. We're actually going to play a little bit of Unite today at the end of the stream. I don't think I'm going to schedule Unite in advance anymore. It's going to be more spur of the moment. There's still been daily highlights up on the Hoglanda Unite channel, but growth metrics for that haven't been quite as good because I was late to the Making Unite content space, so it never really took off, and it's hard to find people consistently to group with during the week. But I've got Steve and Christy this afternoon. There are workarounds for getting into the Snap beta for both Android and iOS. It depends on which platform you want, but if you Google it, you'll find instructions on YouTube. Not from me, but there's instructions out there. Yeah, I just got the note that NordVPN is renewing with me, so I'll continue to have them as a sponsor, which is great. But they actually don't have a server in the Philippines specifically. It's kind of a weird test first launch area for Snap overall. I assume they wanted to do Philippines first because they released Wave as the first season pass card. And Wave, I believe, has ties to the Philippines, if I understand that correctly. Or maybe I made that up. I think that's the case, though. So, I am not playing Rafine this turn, because this Reckless Rage was exiled by Light Up the Stage, so it's going away here in a second. Unfortunate that this is only healing self, but I think I want to spend my mana this turn. Oh wait, they didn't realize it was only healing salvo. They didn't make a 1/1. Good beats. Sometimes lucky. We need to draw Knight of Autumn next turn to gain 4. Or probably dead. And all right, we went out of this set the same way we went into it. Dying to mono red. There could be an argument made that there's enough mono red in this format that perhaps we want to try and hedge that a little bit more. We have the Graveyard Hate for the Greasefang deck, so maybe we're just supposed to play Fatal Push or some other 1-mana removal spell. Although I guess if this had been Fatal Push, we still die there, right? Maybe just like playing a Glut of Night of Autumns is correct. Having a way to get life seems pretty good in that matchup. Overall, the Esper core of this deck, like Thoughtseize, these creatures plus Rafine and these removal spells felt really good, and so did Kaya. Falco specifically was only okay in this set and probably not worth splashing for on its own. However, Wellspring as just an 8-mana 5/5 won us a lot of games and felt like it was probably worth splashing for. Hydroid Crisis is an interesting thought, because it gives us some small amount of life gain. It's like not great into blue-white control with Narset, but it gives us a small amount of life gain while also being card advantage. I could see that being okay. That could be worth testing for sure. Yeah, maybe try some Graces. I could see that. Whiskey Dingo, thanks for the 51. So anyway, we played this deck for almost 3 hours. It was a ton of fun. We also built this deck on stream. I think I'm going to upload the deck building segment to YouTube as its own video, because the mana base building part specifically was really good from the deck building segment. So keep an eye out for that too. That's going to wrap on Magic for today. We're going to play a little bit of Marvel Snap, followed by a little bit of Pokemon Unite. We're going to swap over to some snapping now. We did hit the mobile game sponsor goal for the week. Shout out to everybody that did that. So I will be live with more Magic tomorrow and Sunday. So keep an eye out for that if you're just here for Magic stuff.